Very coordinated.
Do we want to do the same one? Okay, let's just go odds, opposites.
Hello, Locarno.
Hi, Locarno.
My name's Simon. This is Earl. We worked on Days of the Bagnold Summer, which is on at the Piazza Grande tonight. And today is, of course, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It is
the
Wednesday.
world premiere.
The world premiere. Thank you so much for having us. It's such an amazing treat to be here.
Such a pleasure.
And such an honour. I think I've always been a bit of a control freak, and I love acting, but it can be frustrating because you're only involved in such a small slither of the creative process. No offence.
It's okay.
Very important part of the creative process. I think I'm always drawn to tone more than anything else. I love things that sort of achieve that balance between comedy and poignancy, and it does that so well. It's a very sort of slender story.
Especially the way the character was drawn in the graphic novel. You could kind of get a sense of him even without actually really reading or hearing what he kind of sounds like.
He's always hunched, isn't he?
Daniel's sort of a slightly confused boy who's not really sure who he really is at the moment. I don't think Daniel has that much to say. I think he's quite everything's quite internal, and I think he thinks about a lot of stuff, and I think when he sort of puts his headphones in, he's sort of plugging off the rest of the world, and he's sort of just, everything sort of is in his head. And I think maybe towards the end of the film he starts to sort of let some of that out, do what he wants to do. He joins the band, stuff that he's been thinking about quite a lot. So yeah, I think
Nailed it.
Yeah.
There are a couple of European things I looked at. I really like the film We Are the Best, which is by Lucas Moodysson, which is a Swedish film. So that was something that was definitely rattling around in my head. But otherwise, it was mainly American films I was looking at. That's such a part of the book that's very even-handed, and Sue gets as much attention in the book as Daniel does, and that's something we wanted to retain for the film.
You can kind of see those resemble each other slightly, and it takes, you sort of have to watch the film and sort of realise that they are sort of in the same boat together. They're both sort of having that, whether it's later on in your life or early on in your life, that you're sort of not really sure what you're doing in your life,
It's a very low-budget film, and we didn't have the luxury, unfortunately, of rehearsals. I was very keen to have them, but we just couldn't make it happen in the end. But we got lucky because we had two such amazing actors, and felt like the chemistry was there from the off, really.
We went in for a chemistry. We did do a chemistry meet.
We did do a chemistry read,
which is about close enough.
Yeah.
And it was. There was that sort of, obviously, I'd never met Monica before, and I came in and I was like, okay, I have to act with Monica, who's like an actual actor. So I was very nervous and quite a little bit awkward. I think it was a bit awkward, but it also kind of gave quite a good sense of the show, that sort of both quite uncomfortable in our own skin.
And the shoot sort of matched the film in the end, that by the end you two were just getting on really well.
Yeah.
Which is great, because by the end of the film there's sort of chinks of light in their relationship as well.
And we did stay in character in between shots as well. She'd, grab my cheek and call me her little sausage a lot, and just do little things like that to sort of keep us in that sort of mindset and that relationship, which I think really helped as well. I did listen to a bit of Metallica. Puppet Master.
It's the same for me. I've never really listened to much heavy metal, but
really?
In the edit I had to listen to quite a lot. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Because that's very much my vibe. But I had to listen to quite a lot in the edit, and I was coming around to it at the end. I haven't stuck with it, but I do. No, I understand.
It's gone.
The appeal, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I was so terrified that I was going to have to start screaming, and I had to go,
You did,
and then stop, and there's the hoovering.
Yeah. Well, we never really touched on exactly what their sort of genre is either, whether it's like full-on death metal screaming.
And you do hear a little bit as they approach the...
Yeah.
They sound actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They sound a bit too good.
I think they've got a future.
Maybe. Skull Slayer.
And I sort of wanted every shot in it to have something visually interesting about it, make sure everything was properly composed and thought about. And I think it's important for the story as well that there is a lot of space between these two characters, despite the fact they're sort of butt up together in this house. They've sort of got this emotional distance between them.
And even that shot with the washing up, and it's like half just black clothes and then half sort of sweet little pink
That one, I should
blouses.
say, we just took from the book. I mean, that one
Is that from the book?
Yeah.
Oh.
That is a good one, though.
That is a really good one.
Yeah. But that was great as well, to have the book and have a reference there that had its own ideas. So I was spoiled for choice.
Yeah, I don't actually have to speak that much, and it's more in what I don't say. You can kind of see the character quite a lot through it. But it was also quite nice not having to learn that many lines as well.
Yeah, I mean, as an actor, I hate when I get long speeches. It's a hassle.
I think, as I was saying, that there is a stage, or more than one stage in a lot of people's lives where you go through something where you're not really sure what is kind of going on with yourself. And I think it takes a while for Daniel to sort of kind of sit down and really think about what it is that he wants to do with his life and stuff like that, you know. And I think I've had a lot of the stuff, the relationships between the son and the mother, I think there's a lot of relations with me and with a lot of kids, I reckon, you know. A lot of the conversations are so relatable, it's sort of strange, actually.
Yeah.
And I think also with Monica, I think it's not just relatable for the kids, but also for the mothers as well, and the divorced parents. And I think it's a film that can sort of...
it's a film for everyone.
It's a film for everyone.
The whole family.